Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name's Ammo and I'm joined by my good pal Stuart Wilkie.
Hello.
And today we're talking about FIFA 20, in particular FIFA 20 career mode, because in the last 2 days there's been a massive backlash against EA regarding career mode because nothing's changed in 8 years seemingly, and people are finally getting a bit pissed off by it and want some changes.
Yeah. So hashtag SAVECAREERMODE is taking storm basically on Twitter. It was very weird that on the day that Twitter dropped, #1 trend was hashtag FIFA 20 and then #3 was SAVECAREERMODE. It's quite a bad look on the opening day of your brand new game, isn't it?
But it's rightfully so, this criticism, because we have been waiting, I think, 8 years or almost a decade at this point for changes to be made for the game mode that I think I play the most.
Yeah,
so I don't play Ultimate Team because I don't agree with the money grabbing of Ultimate Team and the slow arduous process if you're not paying to win.
Yeah. I have enjoyed Ultimate Team over the years, but yes, I don't play it nearly as much as I do career mode.
Seasons I play a little bit. Pro Clubs is probably my second most time I put into it with my mates, but the first every year has always been the career mode, and it's always let me down, but I love it because of the fulfillment it gives me of taking a club, because I'm a Man United fan, but my second team is Fulham, so I always choose to go for Fulham, rise up to the Championship, and then win the Premier League and go on to Champions League glory and whatnot, and that's a very fulfilling journey for me.
I mean,
but I don't get that with. Sorry.
I was just about to say most football fans would probably agree that they enjoy the idea of being in charge of their team and winning. And it's just a very cathartic feeling, especially if you support someone who hasn't won trophies for a while.
It's literal fantasy football.
It genuinely.
So
yeah.
But it's
sign whoever you want.
Exactly, but in the last few years, it's been pretty ridiculous, to be honest. So I thought we'd join the crusade and give the improvements that we want.
Fair.
So that's what I'm going with at the moment. So
you've definitely come more prepped than I have. I think I'm just going to be sort of like nodding a lot and saying, "Yep, that I agree with that."
Yeah.
In this video, you never know. I might disagree.
We do tend to agree with each other on most things, but I think in this we'll be in unison on this one.
I might just try to play devil's advocate just at one point in the video, just be like, "No, that's outrageous. I don't think they should be able to run like normal human beings."
I'll point you out. Still, why are you saying this? But I want to make this statement that it's weird that there's games like Football Manager, which are so immersive and so intuitive that why have it's taken so long for EA even to realise this is an issue, and then also they've had so much time to see what other games like Football Manager do. Why not implement some of those processes into this game? It's made no sense. Why keep the same mode pretty much every year?
Football Manager is the perfect example because they have. While it is ultimately the same game every year, they have done a lot of positive changes. They do actively listen to their very, very devoted fan base, because it does seem to be growing. And it's one of those things where now their scouting system and their actual integration with pretty much every footballing league out there. They've got like the Gibraltar League, for crying out loud. It's literally like 10 teams.
Yeah.
I couldn't name you a Gibraltar FC football club right now, could you?
No.
Not a chance. So that's how in depth the game
Madagascar A-League on there or something.
Something crazy. Do you know what I mean?
So that level would be nice.
Yeah, it would just be a grand improvement, because their system's so good now that even football clubs themselves are using them to scout actual players.
Well, haven't people been hired by football clubs? Like, if you're so good at Football Manager, you have the potential to be a scout at a second tier club, if not maybe first now, so it's crazy stuff, man.
It's incredible how that game has gone from, we just wanted to, have you be the manager of a football team, to essentially changing how football scouting is done now. It's very, very peculiar.
So do you go into the fixes that need to be made?
Yes, go for it.
There's some issues that players have found that EA have actually said. They've actually held their hands up saying, well, kind of in an EA fashion, a PRE way, they've said, yeah, those issues are new ones that we didn't see in our testing, but we're looking to fix them. So essentially saying, yeah, we've kind of messed up here and we're going to fix it. So
yeah, but when? That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't know when yet. They've said soon, in air quotes, but
it could be next month.
There's some glitches people have found, like in press conferences, if you're first in a career mode, they'll ask you about relegation, which is the stupidest thing ever. I think press conferences are bland as hell anyway.
I always skip them, I never even bother. It's not immersive at all.
It's like in The Journey where they have like Alex Hunter, you got the positive, you got the cool, or you got the fiery response.
The angry one,
But there's still no massive difference. Like, I'm done with this whole Telltale stuff where whichever choice you make, it's never really going to make that much difference.
It's not like Mass Effect where it actually alters the game.
But I think it should though. Like,
it should definitely do.
For example, if you are a manager like Jose Mourinho for Man United when he was just blasting left, right, and centre every single week, blasting the board, blasting transfer policies.
You'd be on high scrutiny.
Exactly, and then you are more likely to get sacked. Why isn't that in the game? It's been 8 years. We see managers get sacked for this in the real world. Why not incorporate this into the game?
Yeah,
because I want to be a fiery bastard sometimes.
And
I think that'd be really cool.
There's other games that literally do that. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that NBA 2K is a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination, but you can at least have somewhat of a personality where you can be a bit of an arsehole if you want to be, almost like a renegade.
It'd be nice to play the arsehole in a game for once, a football game.
Why not?
Just have the option to do it. I mean, I always play the calmer, good character in a game, but it'd be nice to have the option to go the other way, like in a different playthrough.
I can't even while I would disagree with this kind of character in actual football, but can you imagine just being like a Scott Brown or a Joey Barton type figure on a game? And getting a reporter.
Joey Barton as a manager, that'd be so much fun.
Getting a reporter ask you a question about getting sent off, and you just say, I do whatever the I want.
Imagine getting a hybrid of all the worst personality traits of footballers. Get the angriness of Roy Keane when he was Ipswich manager, winning promotion. Get Joey Barton's angst. You'd get Phil Brown's
Scott Brown.
discipline. Sorry, Scott Brown's. No, Scott Brown.
Oh, Phil Brown.
His disciplinary tactic style of making a mockery of the team on the pitch. I'd get all that shit and just put it into one horrible hybrid manager. Anyway, that's just one thing. So press conferences glitches and press conferences in general need to be more exciting. It needs to be
it needs to matter, because otherwise you're just wasting 30 seconds of your life just clicking A, B or C and it not mattering one bit towards the game.
Alright, next thing. You can't edit a player's position properly. It goes to cam or CDM when you go CM or whatever.
So a few funny versions of that have. Isn't it, I saw somebody changing Mason Greenwood because he's a centre forward in the game, but as soon as you change their shirt from untucked to tucked, it drops their stats and changes their position
as
well. I don't think Mason Greenwood lost any points, but I do remember Granit Xhaka, if you change his shirt from untucked to tucked, for some reason he goes from an 82 rated central defensive midfielder to a 76 rated central attacking midfielder.
Nice, so, 6-point drop.
There you go, Jack. You got to just keep your shirt untucked, and you can do better as the new captain of Arsenal Football Club.
This is so stupid. This company owns. This is just EA. This is Battlefront all over again. We're just why does the company just want to shit on loyal fans of franchises? It makes no sense.
It's because they know them automatic money. It's automatic money. They make so much money off of esports and everything now as well. So.
Heavy sigh. Top 6 teams are finishing really low, if not relegated, which is just ridiculous.
I don't mind a little bit of I don't mind one shock in the league. So for example, if I did simmed the first season of the league and you saw a Leicester or a Wolves maybe creep into the top 4,
which is
I'm okay with that. That's more than possible. They've got the good. It's realistic enough for you.
Nuno and what's his face for
Brendan Rodgers.
That could easily happen this season with Tottenham and United being as trash as they are.
I mean, Arsenal are a kamikaze right now, so they could finish. They could genuinely finish 2nd or 8th or 10th this season.
I'd say 3rd.
Arsenal are a wild card. No, if say Liverpool and Man City got injuries, Arsenal are that weird team that might win every game 5-3.
Man City's bench.
They're not going to.
Man City's B team would get top 2.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Anyway, that's that. What else we got? Big teams fielding weaker opposition.
Yeah, that's a constant, and it kind of ruins the fun of the game because most people have the most enjoyment from the game, as you said. You're picking a Fulham, as it were, and taking them from mediocrity almost to glory.
To clarify, this is bigger teams playing extremely weakened teams against second half opposition, second half table opposition.
And it's not necessarily even terrible. I saw a screen cap of somebody doing an Aston Villa season, and the first game of the season was Tottenham Hotspur, and besides Harry Kane and Christian Eriksen, every single other player was a new gen. It was 63 rated.
That's weird.
And it's Aston Villa. I know they're newly promoted, but first
game of 78.
You just see Lloris and freaking Lamella and Heung-min Son and stuff on the bench. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's actually
next one was the calendar schedule is really bloated. So. That has been.
Oh yeah,
it's more bloated than ever before apparently. So it's causing fatigue in the players.
Yeah, I've seen 3 weeks in a row. They've had 3 games in a row where it's the 19th and the 21st and the 23rd.
36, 9, 12.
Yeah, it's just what the hell.
Odd. Anyway, they're fixing that as well. But I thought we'd move on to things that I actually want from the career mode. The first thing is I want it to be. This can sound big-headed, but I'm sick of FIFA. I'm quite a good FIFA player, and it's.
I wish
you could vouch for that.
I wish I could be please, but yeah, he is actually surprisingly good at
As
FIFA.
my dad would say, it's been years of training, and it has paid off very well because I am defensively very solid. Offensively, I've always been not as good, but because I'm so sick in defence that I just got a couple goals.
It saved your ass a lot.
100%.
Yeah, it's definitely done.
But I want the game to be harder. Because
there's a lot of people that have mentioned that Ultimate Mode is like
only for Ultimate
not very
Team.
good, yeah.
But Legendary,
it's not even good. Like you can beat most teams apparently quite easily.
But Legendary is the max you can go for career mode, and it's still too easy. Like so with my Fulham career mode, I'll blitz the Championship really easily. I mean, by 30 points clearance or whatever, and then I get to the Premier League. I'll win the league in my first season. I'll spank like the Man Cities, Man Uniteds. It's very boring because with the AI I've noticed in FIFA, you can learn how they do things.
Yeah,
there's not that much
advantage.
difference between each team's playstyle, and once you figure out the little kinks, you've got it, and you can work that out in the Championship. Versus the Premier League, you've got the only difference is that you might get Aguero or Kane scoring a worldie out of nothing, but as long as you're still defensively sound and you know the general workings of the AI,
you're gonna figure them out.
You figure it out, and it's just I need something that's more procedurally generated in a way. Like I want some intuitive AI that reacts more to what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I play the same formation in and out every single game. I've got two strings of 20, like two 11s. I've got 23 man squad, 22, and then one extra one just in case.
And the constant subs. It's usually youth players that you have to raise and have in the team for 10 games.
That's full on youth is a big thing, so you're always raising that youth development. But yeah, it's very easy to get success and to fulfill my dream modes. I really want to get spanked by Man City like 3-0 because that's
or at least have a good game where you have to fight to win a scrappy game.
But I never get that, and I'm sick of. I'm not saying monotony because I find it very therapeutic playing. It's like Pokemon in a way. Like FIFA Career Mode is like another version of Pokemon for me. It's a really easy, nice playthrough that I can do over like a long period of time. That will just a few hours a week here and there, just to tide my gaming over.
It certainly can act as that, but at the same time, there's a reason why I tend to avoid online players because that can be a proper rage quit game. It really can. I wish I wasn't that way, but yeah.
Well, I get to Division 1 like fairly easily, and I just stop playing. Although, like when I take a break for like a few months, when I get there, I come back. I got relegated for the first time this year from Division 1 to Division 2, so I had to really work hard to get back up.
I'm the world's smallest player. Oh no! But I was only in the second best players in the world.
Look, the game's too easy, and it's been literally a large portion of my life playing this series. So
that's fair.
It is what it is. Yeah. So I want the game to be hard. That's my first one. The second thing I want to do is realistic transfers. I see some absolute bullshit on this game. I've got some examples of something that I've found the last few years. Yeah. I've had Mario Götze go to Newcastle.
Nice.
Which I know they got
big signing.
Big signing.
Yeah, but clearly that oil tycoon finally robbed it off Mike Ashley on that one.
I saw in my Fulham save Pogba going to Man City. Which I know it's feasible, but that would never happen.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those ones that, like, at this current moment in time, that would never happen.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of sense, but I don't know.
Gareth Bale to RB Leipzig.
That's funny.
That is stupid.
That's funny.
It's just dumb. Yeah. I saw someone actually, who was it on? I think it was on Reddit. Charlie Austin moving to Real Madrid. Like,
that's amazing.
What the hell,
man? Oh my god.
So I think
Charlie Austin as a Galactico.
This needs to stop, right? Because this is ridiculous. Like, how is AI even doing this? Or like, what else did I say? It was like Ramos to Fiorentina or something. It was just like really weird things like that. That would never ever happen. So I want this to stop. I want transfers to be realistic. Or like, I've never had an issue with this. I think I've never had an issue with like me attaining if I wanted to attain like Messi or something, I can never do that as like Fulham or whatever. That's fine. Or like a Ronaldo, or maybe even like someone as low as like a Pogba. Yeah. I could never really get that. That'll never happen to me. No. But in terms of other like teams that AI control, they can get this random shit that I'm not getting. I'm like, why are Newcastle getting Götze?
I'd say the only player.
I've got Andrew Schürrle. I should be able to have that German connection to bring him on.
Mario Götze for Fulham. What? How much would you have to spend for Mario Götze?
I don't know. What was he worth? About 30?
Maybe more. In the game, he'd probably be more in real life. Yeah. But I mean, that's just the way football is.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's something that I want to be rectified because that's just stupid. And the final thing was, two more things. Energy levels of players.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about this or shall I?
Oh,
the point is that I'm sick of players who are at a high level getting absolutely tapped out by the 60-minute mark. That happens regularly for me. And then when the calendar's bloated on the schedule, these are professional athletes. They can play 2 games in a week without being absolutely freaking knackered by the 45th minute of the second game.
I wouldn't mind so much if it didn't seem that the people that you were playing were absolutely maxed out and had every all the energy in the world to play against you. It's like, why is your squad not depleted? Why have you not got?
And I wouldn't mind it if I was doing tactics that resulted in ridiculous energy depletion. I don't do constant pressure. I do pressure on heavy touch only. I'm gegenpressing or anything like that. My pressure is very much controlled.
Yeah, my cam is pretty much always tapped out. That's fine. Running around with him all the time.
But it's just things like that where I'm like, that's not realistic because these professional footballers can play 2 games, okay. It's when the fixtures pile up in a consistent base that they do get fatigued. So I want that to stop as well because it's just not realistic. And then I don't get why in the lower leagues that their endurance gets lower and lower. I guess that is to an extent.
It's like stamina, isn't it, based? That's how it's marked, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, but that's one of the points I had. And the final one is I want player potential to be better.
Oh, mate. I'm sick of every single player that turns 29 immediately start decreasing. What the fuck?
I've got...
Players don't just turn shit at 30. What the hell?
I had a player last season for Fulham who was reaching, I think, 29. And he scored... I think 35 goals in the season, and he went down by 2.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it makes no sense.
I'll find out that player was and put him here. But it was stupid. I was like, what the hell is going on? His morale super high. His form's always super high.
No, it's just because he's 33 years of age and he just needs to be screwed over. It makes no sense because I understand. Obviously, you have to kind of logically it makes sense for them. Okay, obviously there's a prime, but. Why does every player turn bad at 28?
Look at Zlatan.
Zlatan's literally damn near 40 and he's scoring 300 goals since his 30th.
He's scoring freaking roundhouse kick goals for LA. It's just nuts.
Disgraceful.
That boy puts the foam roller work in. He's flexible as hell.
But think about it. Most of the top players right now are over 30. They are. There's obviously a new breed of great young talent like your Felixes and your Kylian Mbappe's, etc., etc. But for the most part, a lot of those top elite players Ronaldo is 33, 34 now. Messi's got to be 31, 32. Lewandowski's got to be over 30. Do you know what I mean? These top players.
Could Ronaldo ever decline? I'm quite interested to see in this career mode, if will he decline in stats? Because he's 93, I think, on FIFA 20.
Yeah, it's a good question. Then are they going to drop him?
But he did a video with Chris MD yesterday, and then Ronaldo's still rocking around at 7% body fat and looking in the shape of his life. So
he's a ridiculous human being. I can't even lie.
But that's what I want.
Gareth Bale would be in that situation.
Yeah. But it's not even just the old people. It's the youngsters. If I've had a season with Fulham where I've won the league, I've won all my games, everyone's played 9 throughout the season, I want my youth to go up by at least 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Because they have played out of their... It's like playing with a bunch of Mason Mounts. Everyone's playing to their full potential and they should go up by that amount. I know that can't be consistent over the course of 10 years going up 3 at a time because they'd all be 99. But especially in the first ones where they're that young and their potential to learn their potential to learn is so vast that in those periods they should be growing at a very good rate.
Well, that's always the thing when you buy a new FIFA game, because obviously they base it right at the start of the season, and then you'll start seeing young players breaking through. You mentioned Mason Mount, Matteo Guendouzi for Arsenal's probably another one where I haven't seen their stats in game, but it wouldn't surprise me if both those players are high 60s, early 70s.
Mason Greenwood, you got Chong for United.
You can think of Liverpool's players, for example, Ryan Brewster as well. If he ever got some game time, we might actually get to see what he's kind of.
Jurgen's a big fan, so we'll see.
There you go.
But that's it. Have you got anything you want to add to this, Dave?
No, I kind of just was here for the fun, for the crack of it all, but just to have a good old mode, a career mode which has needed some form of rejuvenation for quite some time now. It just seems same old.
The patch is inbound, so if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Until next time, EA, fix up.